siren neurons, completely suited, booted, eat five star food. Yes, these are definitely some things which attracted me when I decided to pursue a career in hotel management. And of course, these are some aspects of it. But these constitute just a very minor part of it. And in fact,
Amit, can you hear me? Amit, can you hear me?
Amit, are you able to hear me?
Hi, Ninad. Can you hear me, Ninad?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. So,
Hi, Parag.
hello, Mr. Joshi.
Amit, can you hear
Hi,
us?
Amit. Good
Yes,
morning.
yes, loud and clear.
Yes, loud.
Good.
Wonderful, wonderful. So,
Nina, sir, good
Parag,
morning.
between both of you, good morning, good morning.
Not able to
So,
hear you, Nina.
you continue. You're not able to hear me?
Amit, you are able to hear me loud and clear, right?
I can hear you.
Great. Great. Okay.
Chalo, wonderful.
How many people have
I think Nina's audio
going to
seems
log in?
to be a bit scratchy now. Right now, if I can see them,
Will
I don't
come.
really see a lot of them right now, but maybe in some time. And if you remember what Nina said yesterday,
Parag, you got
he
stuck.
said that since it's going to be on FB Live also, you might as well assume that
You're freezing.
Amit, it's okay. Even if it's this, what we will do is we will continue with the whole thing and we will move ahead with it. Okay.
Ninad, I just want to know one thing. Is it going to be an interactive session?
Yeah.
Huh? Is it going to be an interactive session?
Interactive in the sense that they can ask only from chat.
Only
Chat.
But if I want to ask them something,
yes, you can ask them and you can tell them to chat.
Okay.
Okay, and that we get to see, and we will relay it is the job of Parag that he will relay the reply or whatever it is. Okay, and some questions come, that also will be told to you. So I think people have started joining. Okay. It's another actually. Everybody, whoever has joined, will be starting by 10:30, right? I can see Sajita, Manali, Sidra, Fatima. Okay, we'll be starting at 10:30, right? Amit, can you speak? We will just check with these people. Can they hear you?
Yeah.
Uh,
Good morning, everybody.
Sajita,
Am I audible?
can you please type? Yeah, Parag, you are audible now.
Hi, thanks, Nina.
You,
Thanks.
yeah.
Amit, anything specific that you would like me to add about you while introducing you?
No. You see, basically, my background is more of an asset management and doing greenfield projects. Though operationally, I have been the general manager also.
Huh.
But I don't think these people are going to understand that.
Not
So
at all. Not at all.
We are going to run them through what
The
hotel
basics.
is all about, hospitality is all about, what do we mean by boarding and lodging, are the 4 major departments, and then the subsidiaries of those departments, and how can they look into a career opportunity.
Absolutely. So yeah, I was also looking at the same basics being spoken about. So yeah, we are on the same page. But anything specifically that you would like me to highlight about you with the audience?
Nothing special. Whatever you might see, it's operational basically and asset management.
That's right. Okay, great. It's 10:25. We'll need to wait from Nina to give okay. Nina is gone out right now, is it? No.
Okay. Actually, I don't know. Somehow this got started early.
Okay. What we plan to do, Nina, Amit, is I'll introduce you.
Yeah.
And then we'll do a quick poll about whether there are any students or parents and what numbers.
Yeah.
So once you have the poll also in front of you, then you know that you can start off and address that kind of a TG.
If
after
possible, if we can have a poll of graduate versus intermediate.
It's there.
Yeah,
It's there.
That's
It's 10th standard, 11th and 12th. So, sorry, Amit, please go on.
So basically, I am used to 10 plus 2 and graduation. So if I can have a bifurcation into that, so basically I can address both of these communities because their targets will be a little different.
Amit, this conclave is specifically for 12th and 10th. So the graduation part is not going to help.
Okay.
So
no,
the
but
10th and 12th.
Yeah, Parag, but we have few people who are graduates also. So even if after graduation or something, if they want to get into this, or we might be having from this field itself who are interested, so they can also get into it. So we can talk. Like anyway, I think the presentation which Amit has got is covering all those things. So I think that is good enough.
Sorry, I think you misunderstood my point. I'm not asking Amit not to speak on that. He's talking about the specific poll wherein he wants to know how many are graduates, wherein RIA has made a poll of 10th and 12th.
Correct.
That is what I'm alluding to. Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
So Amit, as I was saying, I'll introduce you. I'll have a quick minute sort of introduction on you, and then we'll go to a poll. You'll be able to see the poll results. So you will actually be able to address the 10th and 12th because that's the bulk of it. And of course, you will touch upon the graduate part. And from there, you can take on. Because luckily for all of us, you are the only speaker today. So you have the field open to you.
Okay. And where's the presentation?
Ninad.
Presentation, we will just 1 minute.
You're good with this, Ninad, right?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Ria is going to do the polling. Huh? I can also start the polling, but Ria is going to do it. Yeah, it's there.
So Ninad is promoting Galgotia University, huh?
Ninad, it is against their values.
Ninad, you are getting some commission out of it.
Yeah, presentation was given by Amit.
But I actually cleared the background and gave it to you. I don't know how it came back. So Galgotia must have got in touch with you.
And Amit, I can't accuse Ninad of not adhering to their values because he got trained under me. So if he does anything wrong, it's up to me. So I'm going to retract my accusation.
Me and Ninad were actually we are schoolmates.
Oh, okay. Wonderful. Ninad, do we go live in a minute or what's the status?
Yes. 10:30 we exactly start.
So you will need
to see the poll, etc. Because more people will be joining from YouTube and Facebook because it is more convenient. So we are getting more attendees over here slowly. But you can start at 10:30 exact.
What's the number right
now? As of now, it is around. We are getting around 20 or so. Okay, but slowly it starts increasing.
So then you want me to hold back the poll? Yeah, Ninad?
Yes, hold back the poll for some time. Yes.
Then see what we'll
you can introduce, let him go.
No, then what we'll do is, Ninad, I won't, you're tracking the numbers, okay? So it's up to you to activate the poll whenever you want to do it. So I'm not doing the polls. It is up to you now completely.
Done. So you can start now. It's already time now. I will log off and you can start. Chalo.
Why are you logging off, bro? Yeah?
No, I'm here. I'm just switching off my camera and mic. That's all.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Hey guys, good morning. Good morning on a bright, cheery Sunday day. So, and I see a lot of you having logged in. Isn't it a great, exciting career? A career associated with the hotel industry, the hospitality. It's so full of glamour, isn't it? Because when I did it, I also got attracted to the glamour part, yes. Or you get to meet celebrities. You get to really see them in person. You get to interact them. And of course, we didn't have the cell phone at that time. Otherwise, of course, you get to click the selfies also, but that's not really done nowadays. So yes, you get to stay in 5-star environs. You're fully suited, booted, depending on which function you are. You're suited, booted. You get to eat a lot of 5-star food. Wow. These are some big influences, right? Yes. To some extent they are. But trust me, they constitute a slight fraction, rather, I would say, of what the hotel industry is. And in fact, we have one of the most senior professionals with us, Mr. Amit Jain. In fact, he's going to be the one who's going to tell you a lot about basics. He's a very senior professional. He has been into material management. He's into greenfield projects. He's into a lot of He's into a lot of senior management theater. So may I take a moment off and ask Amit to please come on board and take us through. Amit, please.
Good morning, everybody. I'll just take 2 minutes to introduce myself my career path. So I did my hotel management in '93 and got absorbed as a management trainee with JP Hotels. I don't know how many of you are aware of JP Hotels. We have 4 hotels at the moment. 2 are in New Delhi, 1 is in Mussoorie, and 1 is in Agra. Agra, just to refresh your memory, is a famous hotel where Musharraf came and Mr. Vajpayee, when he was a Prime Minister, hosted him. And then eventually it's been 27 years I've been associated with the hotel industry. More or less, the journey has been quite satisfactory in terms of monetary satisfaction, as well as the professional satisfaction in terms of what kind of growth we have been exposure. But let me warn you that hospitality basically is not what there's a lot of effort to go into the glamour which is there for the guest and probably not that much for the staff. And in today's new generation, we have basically the hospitality is divided into two parts, which is heart of the house and front of the house. So front of the house, where all the action and guest is and the guest interaction is, and heart of the house is where all the action in terms of the sweat and turmoil is. Having said that, I don't know how many of you are 12th pass and how many are you looking at it as a career post graduation. It remains one of the most lucrative career options in terms of 100% placement, because at this moment approximately 6 crore people are employed directly or indirectly into hospitality, restaurants, standalone restaurants. When we talk about hotels basically give you basically two things, which is boarding and lodging. Restaurants gives you the dining experience. Then you have spas. Then you have casinos, nightclubs. So there are a lot of opportunities, and those opportunities are growing as India is growing as an economy. And of course, the opportunities abroad are also there. So what you're seeing as an introduction is that it basically gives you a kind of a peep in into what hotel management is all about and why you should think about it. It doesn't need any academic input as such, and hotel management basically is one of the, I think it's one of the only course which gives you more of practical aspect than the theoretical aspect. I don't know how to move on the, yeah. So it's approximately giving 65,000 people employment every year. So what we have is basically the hotel hospitality is divided into four major departments, which are front office, housekeeping, F&B, and kitchens. Now, when we talk about front office is, I'm sure you must have seen hotels, smaller, bigger, it doesn't matter, but the basic concept remains the same. Front office basically deals with vacation of the room, reservations, revenue optimization, and revenue management, and basically housekeeping. Housekeeping then backs up front office in terms of giving service, cleaning the rooms, giving service to the rooms, and overall upkeep of the hotel in terms of hygiene and sanitation. And then, of course, there are two major parts, which is food production. When you make the food, then only you can serve it, and the service of food, in terms where room service, banqueting, room service, food and beverage outlets, and things like that. Now, in the new, for the last 10 years, the concepts have slightly changed, and we have basically two major segmentation, which is rooms division and F&B division. So front office and housekeeping, security. Of course, hotels do not have only these four departments. Let me clarify this. We have n number of
Yes, in fact, Amit, may I intervene for a moment?
Yeah.
In fact, from the chats I'm getting, people would like you to dwell on of course, the 4 basic departments, as you correctly pointed out, but they would also like you to dwell on what other departments are there and then move on. A lot of chats are asking for that. So if you could just help with that, Amit, please.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, that these 4 departments are
And
backing up a number of other
Amit,
departments.
your voice is also not clear.
I don't know.
Amit, your voice is not clear. Can you come near to the can you come near to this and then speak? Yeah.
Okay, so when we talk about the other departments which are backing up these 4 departments, let me go by department by department. Like, for example, I spoke about rooms division. Rooms division, under rooms division, basic department is the front office department and housekeeping department. So when we talk about front office department consists of reception, which basically deals with guest check-ins and check-outs. And what we mean by guest check-in and check-out is, if a guest checks in, you need to allocate a room to him, you need to take all his details, you need to do all the legal formalities which are there according to the local bylaws, and allocate a room to him. And when you say check-out is you make a bill for him, see everything is okay with him, take a guest feedback, and then they will go after we have made his booking. Then you have reservations under front office, which basically goes with reserving the rooms. Like, for example, you have 100 rooms. So any company, any business organization, basic concept is to earn more and more revenue and to spend less and less of expenses. So the reservation department, basic job responsibility would be to have more and more rooms at higher rates, higher and higher rates as far as possible. So the prices are always high. So the reservation is outside the revenue management also. It might have another department, sub-department, but reservation department basically deals with reserving the rooms. Then the another department in front office is the concierge. Now, concierge, you must have seen the James Bond movies. James Bond always checks into a hotel and then he has a conversation with the concierge. Concierge is nothing but it's a guest facilitation center where anything to do with the guest needs outside the hotel also. Like, for example, airlines reservation, movie ticket bookings, car reservations, transportation reservations, or anything on earth which you might seek for is looked after the concierge. Another department in the front office is the guest relations, which basically takes the feedback, because in today's world, because the competition is so high, most of the hotels are not internationally branded. The competition is very high and a lot of focus is there on the customer retention. So the job responsibility of guest relations executive or guest relations department becomes more and more important. The experience of the guest has been, what is the stores, and look at the opportunities where the hotel operations can enhance its efficiency so that the guest experience overall index increases. So under this, you have housekeeping also, which backs up the front office department, having the rooms clear, having the overall facility clear, and maintaining linen inventory, and changing the linen of the rooms, giving the service to the rooms whenever they need to be, in terms of cleaning the rooms, freshening of the rooms, cleaning of the toilets, or in some cases, provide managers with minimum of traffic managers are contributing to rooms, giving the housekeeping in itself is a very, very big department. It is responsible for the entire cleanliness and of the hotel, including the aesthetic aspects. So when we talk about aesthetic aspects, the housekeeping department needs to be hands-on not only with the cleaning aspects or the laundry aspects, but also how to keep the interiors aesthetically contemporary. I hope I'm clear to you. And then you have food production and food and beverage. Food production and food and beverage departments, as is clear from the name, top is handling the food preparation and food service. Besides these departments, you have major departments such as Finance looks after all financial aspects of the business, and under it you have departments like purchase, materials department, which the needs of all these four departments are catered. Like for example, for cleaning a room, you might need a duster, you might need a WC brush or a hand comb. Everything in terms of first ingredients and food and beverage raw material are brought in by the materials department after food delivery. So because they are also under pressure to have the best material at the cheapest rates. So finance department looks after all the material aspects, all the treasury aspects, all the and most of the business comes with credit also. I mean the cash transactions are not there. We have the hotels have in many cases contracts with the companies with the laptops. So those departments, that department goes to verify and the payment comes in. Then you have cash in department which carries all the
Amit, your voice is cutting off.
then you have the
Can you be closer to the thing and then speak? Your voice is cutting off continuously.
okay. So after finance department, you have IT department, which is information technology department. Because nowadays the ERP management is everywhere in most of the hotels, be it small or large, depending on the size, the kind of and the brand of the software changes, but the software remains. So there is a team which handles all the IT related things, the computer handling, the internet, Wi-Fi, the accessibility of the Wi-Fi to the place, because this is now mandatory for all establishments, regardless of their being even in shops or cafes or coffee shops or bookstores, you have free Wi-Fi options. So you have IT department, you have finance department, then you have security department. Post 9/11, post December 26, the security aspect is also now very, very important to large establishments, especially because most of the hotels are international. They are a target for the terrorists. So security department now not only plays a very important job in safety and security, but also they act as a sales representative, primarily because most of the international companies gives you business only when they are satisfied with the security aspect. So the first point of contact for sales pitch. Am I audible? Yeah. The first point of contact for pitching companies which comes to RFP is the security department. Security department is now having a larger role. And under the security department is also the fire department, because it's a large building, it's a public building where you have a public security in it, and you have local bylaws which basically ensures that you are compliant with the fire safety norms. So the fire department comes under the security department. So there are a lot of options. For example, if you don't pass out, you want to do a course in fire safety, maybe you can do it. Be a part of the hotel under security. You can do your hotel management and be part of the four bigger departments. If you are a graduate, you can do your graduation through commerce. You can, or you are going to diploma in material management. You can become a material manager or a executive in material department. So the options in hotels are options for everybody. Even if you're a chartered accountant, you most likely to become the financial controller of a hotel. You're an economic graduate, you can probably become the revenue manager. So the opportunities are there. Any questions till now?
Yes, in fact, Amit, let's take some questions at this point,
Yeah.
up to where you have explained. So then we can take it ahead from here. Yes, guys, I would love to have questions on chats, and we'll hold on for a minute till the time I get them. You are able to hear me, all of you are able to hear me, right? Let's do that. Yeah, Amit, just bear with us for a moment. I'll pass on the questions to you because as they come in. Yes, guys. Do I see any questions coming in? For those of you who couldn't hear, Amit just gave a broad overview of the core subjects. As you can see them on screen, the first one is front office, then there's food production, there's food and beverage service, there's housekeeping. Within front office, he also covered the various aspects which fall in that. Yes. Oh, you couldn't, Sajita? Sajita, Sunil, yeah, sure. Then would you want to type your question, please, Sajita? Sitra, yes. Please put in your question on the chat box and we'll pass it on. Can we do that? Sorry, Amit, we'll just need to bear with them till the time they're typing. Guys, you're able to hear me, right? All of you? Amit, you're able to hear me, right?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Yeah, thanks. Okay, Amit, there's a query coming in that if you could just repeat what you said on this slide, because a lot of them couldn't hear you. So may I request you to please repeat whatever you said with all these 4 core departments as well as the internal departments in them. Most of them couldn't hear you.
Is there a way to know how many people are at the moment logged in?
Yes, there are. And there are about 30 of them logged in at the moment. And I see Sajita, Sunil and Sidra Fatima and Hardik Bhaktani all saying that we couldn't hear anything, hence we can't ask any questions.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to repeat, guys,
Please.
I'm going to repeat what I said. And I request you to type in that the voice is not audible as soon as it is not audible, because then then I tend to miss something, right? Are we clear on that? If you can just type that it's clear.
Sure.
Okay. So what I was talking about, that these 4 departments which we are talking about are not only the departments with which the hotel runs. There is a lot of other departments which back it up. So I'm going to start with the sub-department under these departments and then talk about other departments which back up these departments. When we talk about front office is a department under which you have a lot of other departments. For example, reception is one department. Now, reception is basically which deals with check-in and check-out guests and any queries which they might have. So when we talk about Sajita, I think now I'm
Yeah, so sorry, Amit, your audio is a bit scratchy. So, yeah.
So reception is one department which basically deals with check-ins and checks-out. When we talk about check-ins are basically you do a check-in of a guest via registration card, which has a lot of legal formalities which.
Yeah, I think, guys, Amit is lost, but I'll just continue from where he was.
Have to continue because there is some problem with the Amit's there. So I suggest you continue. Yeah,
are you able to hear me now, Sajita? If you could just say yes on the chat box, then I know that I'm loud and clear to you all. Let's do that. Great. Okay. I'll just start from where I thought there was an audio break. The first aspect he spoke about.
They can hear you now.
Great. Thank you. The first aspect that he spoke about was front office. Now, if you break down front office, you have a lot of functions in the front office. The first and foremost that we all see up front in when we visit a 5-star is the reception. So reception definitely is part of the front office. Now reception is helped by people, and it is managed by a lobby manager or a front office manager. Now he looks after the front end of the operations, wherein he speaks about the allocation of the rooms and the operational intricacies involved in that, with all the government regulations that you need to have a proof of identity and those ones. There's also a cash counter associated with it. Even though it falls under finance and accounts, it has a dotted line responsibility with the front office. Besides that, he spoke about the concierge department, and if you heard what he said, it is a department which we very frequently see in James Bond movies. He speaks to that concierge guy. He and he manages to take work out of them. Yeah, there. So that concierge is somebody who handles your luggage, storing of your luggage, or even booking of your tickets for travel, booking of your tickets for a restaurant within the hotel, or a standalone restaurant within the city, which is outside the five-star property, or even booking, say, tickets for a concert. It does all the kind of work which you would want to be done when you are in a completely new city and you really don't know whom to turn to. So concierge also falls part of the front office. We then get on to another core department called food production. Food production is nothing but, in very simple terms, so that you understand it very well, are the kitchens. And they are the kitchens which handle. Yes, Amit, I see your back, so great to have you back, Amit. I was just trying to fill in when you're not there. Can we see you on screen, Amit? So the food production is the kitchen. Now, a kitchen forms a very important part of the whole five-star experience, because when you walk into a five-star, you see the fantastic decor, the very alluring decor, the huge lobbies, and the very expensive kind of a feel that you get. But when you go into a restaurant, and after settling down, the food becomes the most important part, because how long are the surroundings going to impress you? You are definitely paying a significant amount of money for that experience, and food forms the most critical part of that experience. Now, food production by itself is an art, and it is helmed by, and this production, you will see it later on, it is helmed by a position. The topmost position in the food production is called the executive chef. So the executive chef is somebody who looks after food production, and mind you, it's no mean or a small job. For example, any five-star would have somewhere between 5 to 6 specialty restaurants. It would have about 2 or 3 different bars. It would have the catering part, which is called banquets. The banquets is also something which contributes significantly to the revenues. And all these have different kitchens. Yes, we have room service also. So you have the restaurants, you have the bars, you have the room service, you have the banquets. So all these are part of food production, which falls under the executive chef, because end of the day you need to deliver the food for which people are experiencing and paying for. So food production does fall under that. Amit, great, good to have you back. I would just on the food production part, and if you could take over the food and beverage service, that would help.
Okay, so food and beverage service is basically people who are serving the guest the food. It basically is room service, restaurants, fine dinings, and banqueting. So in banqueting, as we all know, everybody must have gone to a marriage, be it in a banquet hall, be it in a ghar ka angan, or be it in a five-star hotel. So that's banqueting, where you basically are catering to people who have, there's a host and he has invited a list of guests, and then you either there's a buffet setup or there's a sit-down buffet. So there is a whole lot of sequence of the service which are different. You must have seen the Prime Minister of India or the President of India hosting a dinner for a head of state it's called a sit-down buffet. So there's a lot of science behind it. There you have n number of wines, which goes with n number of different kinds of food, the different kind of cuisines. You have to have all those knowledge. These courses basically gives you a peep in, and once you get into a job, the hotel also trains you for all those different cuisines and how to do a service. But it's a very interesting department, and it's a very, I would say, time labor-oriented department. In terms of, there's a lot of sweat and turmoil which goes into the food and beverage service. So I think Parag, we have covered all these 4 departments. Now, should I move on to the other departments?
Take us mid down. Yes, Amit. I think we are done with this 4. Please proceed with the next slide. Should I turn it on for you?
Yeah.
Course details, please, Amit.
So basically, hotel management is a 3-year degree course, which is divided into 6 semesters, and it gives you more of insight into these 4 major departments. Then, apart from them, it gives you a slight input into the hygiene, sanitation, the engineering aspects. Since we guys are not everybody is an engineer, so what maintenance is all about, and things like that. And then food and beverage production is divided into bulk kitchen, which talks about how to produce food for bulk, like for example, industrial caterings, cafeterias. Fine dining is different, so you have beginners kitchens where you are taught to make food for on a la carte basis. When we talk about a la carte basis, it's basically when you order a dish and a dish individually is made. So these courses are programmed to basically enable you to be ready to get inducted into a hotel in a stream of your choice, and the choice of the hotel which is inducting you. And then the entry points are basically either you enter as an employee, or you enter as a management trainee or operational trainee, wherein they train you for 1.5 years to 2 years, and then make you assistant managers or executives. Of course, they have extensive and interviews for that, and more fortunate amongst those candidates get inducted as management trainees. Oberoi has a beautiful management training program. And the second year of this course basically has 6 months of on-the-job training, where you need to be doing an industrial training into a hotel, where you are also paid, and you are basically rotated into all major departments and you're given a peep into how hotel works. The beauty of this course is that no matter what happens, almost everybody gets employed, because every day there's a hotel opening up, every day there's a restaurant opening up, every day there's a banquet opening up.
Amit, this is so good to hear that everyone gets employed. Are you able to hear me, Amit? Amit, I think they're not able to hear you. Yes, guys, till the time Amit comes back on, just let me repeat what he said. This is a course which you can pursue after your 12th. Yeah, Amit, you're back? Good. Amit, we can't hear you.
I think Parag, you can take over because Amit is having some audio problems. Huh? Can you take over, please?
Yeah, sure, sure. Uh, Sorry, guys. I think we this is a technology challenge, so can't really help it. So as Amit was saying, I'll just restate what he was saying. This is a course which you can do immediately after your 12th. Now, you do get a bachelor in hotel management also, and it's a 3-year degree course. So you achieve your graduation as well as you get. This is a more of a professional course. The first 3 semesters are you start learning about the industry, the basics, the etiquettes, the professionalism, the basic skills. So, and all this while, it is not only theory. You are learning actually on the job. You are very much in the kitchen. Okay, actually learning how to hold a knife or how to carve meat. Now, this is something which is there for people who are far more practical oriented, who do not really love sitting in a class and doing boring lectures just for the sake of it. And that is the practical aspect of it. So as Amit has very clearly shown, it's 60% practical, 40% theory. Now, after the first 3 semesters, you start actually getting into a more practical way of doing things, also very new to the industrial training. You start working in the 5 stars or the 4 stars, and it's anywhere between a 6 month extendable to a 9 month kind of a stint. You actually work there in various functions. You get placed out there, and that is the time you test your knowledge. You gain experience from the people who are out there. They teach you how it is practically done, because till now, what have you done? You've taken a look at the books. You've taken a look at the books and learned how it is done. And there can be a variance in terms of what really happens on the ground and how you actually do it. So there you go, you get a very practical hands-on kind of a training. And mind you, these stints are one of the most important stints in your life, because in your professional life, because if you manage to impress those people wherein you are doing industrial training, they obviously opt for you when you come up for placement. So this is your time wherein you get into it with due seriousness and you apply that. And that is the industrial training part. Of course, so after that, incidentally, you also earn money because you get paid a certain amount of stipend. It's no big deal, but at least you get paid. And you get paid for actually getting to learn. Yes, Amit, are you able to hear us now? Wonderful, wonderful. But I'm not able to hear you still now. No, I'm not able to hear you, Amit. Okay, fine. I'll just continue and you can come back on, because you're the expert, Amit, and you're the senior professional, the expert in that. So I'll just continue till the time you come back on. And yes, and in the last year, what happens is you choose from those core departments. Do you remember what Amit had spoken about the core departments? Yes, the core departments were front office, food production, food and beverage service, or housekeeping. So depending on where your specialization is, you get to choose in the last year of your course as to which one you would like to specialize in. And that is where you opt in for. So as Amit had previously said, that this is a course which provides for a huge guarantee of placement. In today's times, especially guys, this is very critical. Today's are times, COVID-19, post COVID-19 times, wherein people are, even if they even if there is salary cut, people are saying thank you to stay back on. Getting a confirmed job offer is out of the world. And this is a field which, by the sheer shortage of people in it, is assuring you that. So yes, any questions till now, please, so that we can move on to the next one. Yeah, I'll wait for you guys to punch in. We can have a minute off out here. No worries. Sajita, you could hear me, right? Amit, you're also able to hear me, right? Yeah, okay. It's just that maybe yeah, thanks, Sajita. Yes, any questions till now, guys? I don't mind. Yes, I see somebody typing also. Yes, I do see a lot of attendees. I see Mitul out here, Sajita has spoken, I see Vincent, I see Nitin, I see Ravi, I see Hardik, I see Mukta, Ritu, Chandrasekhar, Shivi, Shalmali, Mugda, Sidra, Deepdaya. Yes, guys. See, we have an expert with us. Let's take advantage of that. Amit is a very senior professional. And let's genuinely ask, because it is your career that we are talking about. It's your career, it's your choice. So whatever you choose to, you need to get into it in a very informed, educated fashion. And lucky for us, Amit is here. So that helps. Okay, in case there are no questions, then maybe I would then go ahead. Guys, are you able to see the various colleges that he has mentioned, the top ones? Yes. Of course, besides the IHM, the IHM are state run, they're government runs, okay? And just like, of course, I'll go on to the private ones also, but the IHMs have basically a CAT like a. Guys, do you understand a CAT? It's a common admission test. So you have a CAT to get into them, and the top guys get into the top institutes. But yes, besides that, as you can see on the screen, you do have Dr. Ambedkar Institute of Hotel Management and Catering Nutrition, Chandigarh. Amongst the IHMs, Institute of Hotel Management, Gwalior, Institute of Hotel Management, Gurdaspur, these do figure in the top ones. The Delhi Institute of Hotel Management and Catering Technology. Symbiosis also has a School of Culinary Arts. You have the Indian Hotel Academy, you have the International Institute of Hotel Management, and there are several others, okay? In fact, a lot of the hotel chains also run their own institute. Like I myself have graduated out of the Taj School of Hotel Management. I had also got into IHM, but I had also got into the Taj School of Hotel Management. They were just starting off. Now, if you're looking at certain revered institutions abroad, then yes, you do have one in Switzerland, the École Hôtelière. You do have another one again in Switzerland, the Le Rocher. The third one, again, no surprise, is from Switzerland, the Glion Institute. Then there's a Cornell Institute from US. You have Oxford Brookes from UK, and there's another one from Australia. So, tell me, any questions on this, please? Yes, guys. Any questions on this? Amit, are you back? Would we be able to hear you? No, I'm not. I'm not able to hear you, Amit. Yeah. No, no worries, no worries. Yes, guys, any questions till now? Tell me. Okay, Amit, there's a question coming from Sidra, and you might need to chat. You might need to use the chat box for that. She says that she has been preparing for NCH MCT 2021. What are the other options that could help her? And Amit, it would help if you could type in your answer in the chat box. By the time you're typing, I'll take Vinay's question. Vinay, you have said you can't move back to live class from chat. Just pinch the screen. Just pinch the screen and you'll be able to get back. Yes, Amit, one question that you are answering is from Sidra, wherein she has been asking that she has been preparing for NCH MCT 2021. What other options could help her? Once you answer that question, Amit, on the chat box, I'll move on to the next one also, so for the benefit of the audience, so that they're able to hear rather than look at only the chat box. Guys, I'm sorry, we have a sketchy audio at Amit's end. That's unfortunate, but Amit is yeah. Yes, Ninad. Yes, if I can tell you what Amit
No,
has responded.
Amit has written. See, what I was this. If you can answer,
No.
if
Sure. Meanwhile, Nina, just bear with me for a moment. Amit has said that the other options are various private colleges, wherein children would need to check their website for the admission criteria and the admission cutoff dates. And there are several craft courses also which these colleges offer within very specifics of the field. So yes, Amit, thank you. So Sidra, in case you have a follow-up question, we can always get back to it. But Amit has said that yes, there are private colleges. You need to check their website for the admission criteria, the eligibility, the cutoff dates, the entrance exams, and there are several craft courses also. Meanwhile, Amit, there's one more question which is coming up. Vedant Agarwal is asking that question, and Vedant is asking, are there any particular limitations to the percentage that they get in 12th to get entrance in this? So, are there any particular limitations in terms of percentage which children need to have in their 12th when they get to this? So, one thing, by the time Amit answers, let me tell you, for the IHM colleges, you need to get at least 50%. But there are various other colleges also, and you will need to check the websites of those colleges to understand, because different colleges will have different criteria, and it makes sense to start looking at them at least a year in advance. And I'm saying this for people who are in 10th or 11th standard right now, that you guys need to take a look at the websites of these various options, so that you know exactly by which time you need to be prepared. So yes, wow, Vedant, you got 88% commerce with maths. That's wonderful. So I don't think that's going to be an issue, but yes, you could definitely check. Now, Amit, I have another question coming up from Vijaya. Are you able to hear me, Amit? Just give me a thumbs up. Yeah, just give me a thumbs up. Okay. Because I'm not able to hear you even if you say yes, Amit. So, Vijay is asking a question wherein she says, for entrepreneurs in food sector, for entrepreneurs, she's asking, what opportunities are there who are new to food industry? What kind of courses and institutes we have? That's a wonderful question, because she's trying to leverage the current scenario, and she's trying to look at options which are less explored or completely unexplored. I mean, that's a wonderful question. We would love to have your response on that. And Vedant, yes, just to get back to you, if you have 88% in commerce, you really have no limitations of percentage. So be assured. So sure, I'll repeat the question, Amit. You said it's not clear. Uh, Vijaya is asking, for entrepreneurs as well as businessmen. Okay. Now, Vijaya, just for the sake of the entire class which is attending out here, let me differentiate between the word businessmen and entrepreneurs, because they are not synonyms. A businessman is someone who is trying out an idea which has been already tried and tested. Okay. Whereas an entrepreneur is trying out a completely untested idea, a completely new idea which is being done for the first time. Okay. So I'm expanding your question, Vijaya, to Amit sir, wherein Amit, she's asking that for businessmen or entrepreneurs in the food sector, what are the opportunities which are new to this industry, especially in today's post-COVID-19 times? And what kind of courses and that institutes we have? Yeah, Amit has said that there are no courses available. Unfortunately, the easiest way to open is satellite kitchen with the help of portals like Swiggy. Thank you, Amit. Now, would you like to also say that would you want any pre-qualification before they get into opening a satellite kitchen? Because today you have a satellite kitchen, you have a cloud kitchen. Most of the restaurants have changed their business model. By the time Amit is typing, I'm just clarifying on what how I see it. The cloud kitchens have come up. In fact, a lot of restaurants which are running, they have also come up with only pure delivery kind of a service. So those are cloud kitchens which have come up. Yeah, Amit. So Amit is saying the pre-qualification would best if you have exposure to the field. Wonderful. So Amit, when you say exposure to the field, are you talking about a business expertise in terms of managing a business, or in terms of being hands-on with the actual cooking skills that are required to open up a satellite kitchen? How would you fine-tune that aspect of it, Amit? Vijay, I'll just come back to your question. Okay, so Amit is saying that no, all he means is if you have exposure to the operations and some basic knowledge, you should be good. So for those people who do not have any specific catering college background, he's saying it's okay if you have some exposure to the operations part of it. Because like Amit is very correctly saying, if you understand operations, you will always be able to manage people. When you manage people, you'll be able to take on board people who have expertise, say in the cooking part of it. You don't really need to know the cooking. Do I understand you correctly, Amit? So you don't really need to know the cooking aspect of it, but you should be able to manage people, wherein you are able to get into the operations and run a business by itself. Okay. If I move on to the next question, just let me get back to any previous ones that I have missed. And okay, no. So Vijay is now saying that do you have any specific courses, Amit, for online food delivery model in terms of the business management or the okay? Amit is saying no. We you don't really have any specific courses as of now. The advantage, Amit, is we can lip read you, so I can understand your response right away. Yes, so there are no online courses right now. Let me go on to the next question. Oh wow, but that's a very broad question you have asked, Vijay. Vijay is asking how would you define risk management? Amit, not able to hear you at all. No point, no point. You will need to type it in. Okay. Till the time Amit comes back, I think he's finding a way out to correct his sound problem. Yes, he's back. Let's see. Okay. Till the time Amit is unable to is able to get back, and I'll keep the risk management question on hold. Any more questions? Because I would prefer Amit to respond to the risk management part, because Amit is an expert in risk management as well as greenfield management. So I'll wait for him to get back to that. Yes, I would invite some more questions because Amit should be back maybe in a moment.
One,
And guys, by the way, let me also tell you a few things. You were speaking about entrepreneurship and managing satellite kitchens. Let me talk something which is getting to be very, very contemporary as of now. You need to get into niche courses also. Like Amit said some time back, yes, get into baking. baking is something which is very niche. You don't really have people who are very proficient in it, and you don't need all-round knowledge for it. You need to get onto pure baking courses. Trust me, guys, in today's times and for times forever, food is basics. Food is never going to go out of vogue. And like Amit very clearly pointed out, get into niche courses also. Like, for example, bakery, which he pointed out. Yes, Amit? No, sorry. We are still not able to hear you. But you are able to hear us. Okay. Amit, Vijay had a question. How would you define risk management? You will need to type it in. I know it's a slightly a longer answer, but if you could help give some pointers, then I could answer Vijay also. Yeah, Vedant, I'll take your question about the BPA and courses. I'll come to that. Yes, Amit, before you answer Vedant, I would appreciate a word from you on the risk management part, which Vijaya has been asking about. Maybe what we can do, Amit, is we can wait for your sound to get back on the risk management part. But in case you are able to answer Vedant's question, that Vedant is asking, if I go for a BBA commerce for graduate, then how can I choose hotel management? Before Amit answers, essentially, this is what I had done, Vedant. But let's wait for Amit to respond. I had done my commerce graduation from Podar College. It's arguably one of the finest commerce colleges in the country and definitely in Mumbai. I did that and then got into hotel management. So unlike 12th standard, I had done my graduation and then got into hotel management. I had got into the IHM courses also, and I had got into the Taj School of Hotel Management also. Yes, so Amit is saying you can postgraduate and try an induction in hotel company as a management trainee or an operations trainee. Okay. So Amit is saying after post-graduation, try to get into a hotel company directly as a management trainee or as an operations trainee. So what Amit is saying is, Amit, Amit, okay, he's gone on. What Amit essentially is saying is, not having a hotel-specific degree shouldn't be an handicap for you. In fact, try to leverage your graduation, get onto leveraging your graduation and apply into a hotel company as a management trainee, because by that time you already have certain knowledge. Even though it's not in a direct field of hotel management, the hotel still requires your knowledge, because even if it's a commerce graduate, a science graduate, an arts graduate, a hotel actually is like a mini city, a mini township. You'll be amazed to know that there is everything in a hotel, in a 5-star hotel, that you and me look out for. Okay, Vijay is saying technology and usage of cold storage fruits or vegetables. Do we have any courses or do we need to do internship? Yes, I'll want Amit to respond, but Vijay, right up front, I am telling you that no, there are no specific courses for that. Okay?
No, yes.
It just comes out of some practical understanding and some basic understanding of science. So that is all you have to do. Yes, Amit, tell me.
There are courses.
Sure. Amit, we are able to hear you.
Oh, now you can hear me?
Wonderful. Yes.
Okay. I'm sorry. There are courses which Vijay is asking about the technology and usage.
Okay.
For example, there's one in Lucknow. It's called a Food Canning Institute run by the government of Uttar Pradesh, wherein you are basically taught about, for example, when you buy a jam or a marmalade or a canned food. So there is a 2-year, 3-year, 1-year courses which most of the state governments are offering, wherein you are taught about the storage of the food and the food processing in terms of packing the food. So there are courses available. You need to check
Great.
on the web of how you can get inducted into it, because it's nothing to do with hotel management exactly, but there are courses.
Yeah, thank you, Amit. If we can get back to the previous question about risk management,
Yeah, so
can you
I
shed some
really
light
don't
on
know
that?
what he meant by risk management, but what I can understand about by risk management is that he's asking about A, something to do with the knowledge and exposure part as far as he's concerned, B, the monetary aspect of it. So if
Okay.
he really wants to become an entrepreneur, what I would advise him is that he can offer, there are many options available at this moment wherein you see, in these kind of operations, the rent is the major part, because you need to have a place which you need to take on a rent. So rent is now being taken care of by food portals like Swiggy or Zomato. And if he has the option of doing an exposure training in one of the outlets, or maybe one of his friends is doing it, he can look for it and then do a tie-up with Swiggy, and why not, if everything goes well, he'll be successful also. But he needs to actually do some brainstorming in terms of the SWOT analysis of where he wants to do it, what kind of cuisine he wants to do it, and what is the kind of capital he can actually put into it.
Okay, thank you. I'll wait for a follow-up question from Vijay on this. But Amit, sometime back when Vedant had asked you about if he goes in for a BPA commerce for graduate and he chooses hotel management, you had said that he can try doing after PG, he can try getting an induction into hotel company as a management trainee or a
Yeah.
operations trainee. So he's now asking which are the various fields, and if you could speak a bit more in detail on that also.
See, the fields are going to be the operational fields, because hotel management companies basically focus on the operation bit of it. But if you have done your BBA or BCom and you still want to be a part of the hotel and you don't want to leave your stream, maybe you can opt for a job in finance department. As I told you earlier, the job finance department has different fields. There is a treasury part of it, which is basically cashiering. Then there is receivable, where it's called credit department. So it's basically dealing with the companies whom we are giving credit to. So there are any number of fields wherein you can actually get into the hotel, and if everything goes well, you can grow yourself in the financial part of it. And now there are a number of examples available where the financial people, or the employees of the finance department, are now heading the hotel companies also. So there are fields where you can do your course, get into a job into hotel, because hotel in itself has everybody, which is not specific to the hotel.
Sure. Thank you, Amit. But in interest of the students who are just about between 15 to 17 years of age, I'm going to dwell on this aspect a bit more and ask you to speak a bit more in detail. Uh, you gave a apt example that if somebody is in commerce, then this guy could definitely get into the accounts of the finance department of the hotel. But just to elaborate further, if you could give some more examples, if somebody is from arts or somebody from science, how could they still get into it and get into operations or as a management trainee post graduation? If you would give a few more examples, Samit, we would appreciate it.
No. Well, for example, if somebody is a graduate in science, then I don't know why he would be interested in coming to hotel. But for example, if he's a graduate in science, in chemistry, for example, there's a department ever since the advent of the international companies into India. There is a very important department which has now come up for the last 10 years, which is called the hygiene department. So what happens is that you need to be a biological expert into it, some kind of a course you need to do, and then you check on the hygiene part of it, as far as the incoming material is going. When your kids are cooking the food, you need to check swab of their take a swab of their hand sample, and basically ensuring that the hygiene and sanitation is there. But as far as after graduation, post graduation, going back to hotels, I don't see it as a very good career option unless you are being inducted into an operational aspect of it as a management trainee. It's best that you do 12th and post 12th you do hotel management.
And somebody, if they're from the arts field, Amit, how do you see that?
For arts fields also, I mean, if you come as a operational management trainee or a management trainee, then it makes sense. Otherwise, basically, you don't have any experience to show or academics to show that you can be a part of finance, you can be a part of security. or you can be part of any operational this thing. So you need to post-graduation, you need to be actually post-graduation, you
Sure.
need to be actually.
Permit me to dwell on this a bit more. Say a person in arts coming out of Xavier's College in Mumbai, one of the top ones also, and they do have some specialization in terms of media or mass communication. Okay, because you are required to pick up one or two specialized subjects in your second and third year while graduating. So if somebody is a media communication specialist, then how do you see them fitting into the hotel industry post graduation?
Okay, so we have a department in hotel called the Public Relations Department. It's basically comes under the sales and marketing department, and public relations manager is a very important manager because she is the one who actually creates standing of the hotel in terms of media, in terms of public imaging, in terms of marketing collateral, whatever goes into the market, and in terms of any emergency, what kind of messaging goes out of the hotel. For example, unfortunately, a hotel catches fire. So public relations manager is going to decide what kind of the language is going to be out of the hotel. And all the public events, the mega events are being done by this public relations manager. And there we definitely look for people who have done the mass communications or courses which are related to media. So there is an opportunity for an arts person who's done something in communication or mass communications or media. They can get into the public relations.
Sure. Thank you. Amit, I'm getting questions more on how to get into a hotel management course post 12th and by when they need to start studying and what kind of subjects they need to study for before they appear for these entrance tests, common admission tests.
See, of course, there is a National Institute of Hotel Management which Mr. Joshi talked about. They have a common entrance test, and they have a syllabus. It's available on their websites. The books are also available, as far as I know, in the market, which helps you prepare for it because it's basically, I don't know what those things are called. That option, multiple choices options are there, and then based on your clearing, you can get into it. Otherwise, there are private institutions. You need to check on their websites of their admission criteria, and you can get into it. Alternatively, I've spoken also about the craft courses, which all these colleges offer. If you're looking for a short duration, short kind of a thing, so that you can become an entrepreneur. After that, there are options available. You can check. Everything is available on the websites of these colleges.
Okay. Now, if I may dwell on the longer 3-year course, because they as an organization tries to fit people into training which is not only vocational but eventually is going to help them earn their livelihood also. So as Dheya, and I am one of the master mentors of Dheya, wherein we advise children on this. So in terms of our philosophy, if a child has to appear for a 3-year course, Amit, then my first question again is, you said yes, they're tested on the general aptitude, but if you could shed some more light on that, because it will help children understand whether they really need to prepare or they can still give it a shot in terms of the entrance exams.
See,
And
it's
number
best.
two, yeah,
Yeah,
please,
sorry.
please. Okay,
Please carry on. It's best
No,
that
it's
you. It's best that you look at the sample papers of what has happened earlier. People should look at how they fare out of those sample papers. If they think that they are not able to fare out very nicely, then they need to prepare themselves. There are, I think, professional helps also available in quite a few private colleges which basically give you tuitions. But it's better that you go prepared if you really want to be part of it. But as having said that, these exams are much easier to crack than any other exams which are in different fields. So it's best that you take a people into what kind of a question is there. If you're not able to fare well, you need to take some time.
Sure, thank you. I mean, there's a question coming in from Vijaya. She's saying, I have heard of CFTRI. Can you tell if they can help in terms of courses, food research, and job opportunities?
Quite honestly, I don't know what CFTRI stands for.
Okay. Vijay, if you
I
can
think
clarify
it's-
what is CFTRI, it will help us answer the question effectively.
I think it stands for Central Food Technological Research Institute, but I really don't know much about it. Maybe
Okay.
this is similar to the food canning institutes I was talking about.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think Vijay is saying yes, she's going to respond with that. Okay. Sure, guys. Can we take some other question by the time Vijay is typing in her follow-up question?
Okay, so what I can see in the net is that this CFTRI is a funded institute which basically is for the research into the food technology. I really don't think that this is connected to any one of us.
Okay.
Okay, so another question
Sure.
is, can a PCB student go for food technology program?
Yeah.
As I said, that food canning technology programs, we don't have much knowledge about it. We need to check on it. Otherwise, for hotel managements, everybody can come. It's much easier for a PCB student to get cracking that program.
Okay. Yes, guys. Any more questions coming in, please? Vijay, you have a follow-up question on this?
But I just hope that risk question is clear, or if he wants to ask anything else, because it was an interesting question actually.
Yeah, I think Vijay is saying she does have a follow-up question on that. Yeah. Let's wait for her to punch it in. She does have a follow-up question. Let's wait for her. But, Amit, by the time she's typing in something, I wanted to understand how you see it. We have a lot of students, and even I get a lot of them who are far more practical, vocation oriented. Unfortunately, till today, the system prevailing, the education system prevailing, is highly focused on gauging a child on its all-round competence rather than a focused competence. Now that results in a lot of children getting disinterested in the way the curriculum right now has been formulated. It doesn't mean that those children are incapable of doing things. It's just that it means that those children are incapable of not following the system properly. But at the same time, they have a lot of enthusiasm, they have a lot of abilities which can be put to good use. Now, so do you see children who are far more practical oriented, more of a hands-on, having love to interact with people, or to genuinely help people, or actually prepare food in very simple terms? Do you see them also taking a live interest in this and exploring this option?
I think yes. I mean, these are the people who actually must see their career option as a hotel, because hotels are one field where specific interest and specific skill sets are actually respected. For example, bakery, for example, bakery.
Yeah.
You need to have a lot of creativity. Even in food production, the kind of displays now, the importance of displays have increased. So if you have a creative mind and you can enhance the displays and the aesthetic quality of the food displays you have, even in good olden days, when I was in my training nascent stages, I had somebody who was just employed for carving out the ice slabs into some kind of structures. And he was doing a day in and day out, and we were doing fabulous at it. If you go to a lobby, sort of any good 5-star hotel lobby, you will see beautiful flower arrangements. They cannot be done by anybody and everybody. You need to have a hands-on experience.
No, Amit,
Creativity
your
into
voice
it.
is going off. Amit, you need to come closer and speak, please.
You
Your
need to
voice is
have
going off.
hands-on creativity and some kind of a aesthetic sense into it. So it's much more important for those people who have a particular skill set or who have an inclination towards a particular skill set to join hotels. Yes.
Wonderful. Okay. Thank you, Vijay.
Okay, so
Thank
Vijay
you.
has said something which I don't think that I should be answering, because I don't have full knowledge, and half-baked knowledge is going to be very detrimental. So he needs to look at it in terms of what CFTRIs are.
Sure. Okay. Yes, guys. Maybe have some other questions, please. Otherwise, we can call it a day. We are close to the signing of hour. And in case there are more questions coming in, we would love to answer them. Amit is a senior professional having expertise in this field. Yes, guys. I'll wait for any new questions. So. Okay. So I think if there are no more questions coming in, guys, I would like you to participate in this poll so that we can call it a day. Okay. I'm putting out the poll for you guys. Would love your responses on this. Yes, guys, do you see the poll online? Amit, are you able to see the poll?
Yeah. Once I click on to the poll thing, then there's a poll.
Yeah. Yes, guys, the poll just coming up in a minute. Yes, I think the polls are done. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for participating. Amit sir, thank you so much for
Thank you.
your insights. Thank you so much for your insights, Amit sir.
Thank you.
We call it a day. Thank you guys. Bye-bye.